Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Gabriel Bonfim to defeat Nicholas Dalby. And I'm here to talk about AJ Cunningham versus Ludovit Klein. Cunningham has taken this fight on very short notice, 4 days notice, and he's taken on a very tough fighter in Ludovit Klein. I would have been saying this was a difficult matchup if he had a full camp, but here on 4 days notice, and I do not believe he was in a camp, unlike Bernardo Sopai, who's also making his UFC debut on 4 days notice. But AJ, I don't think he's been in camp. I think this is a very difficult test he has here, and I'm picking Ludovit Klein to knock him out. And to get specific on you, I'm picking it to be a head kick, as at least half of Ludovit Klein's knockouts are head kicks. I think Ludovit Klein is better technically, sharper technically, and I think he's better athletically. And of course, he's got a wealth of experience that AJ Cunningham is lacking. AJ Cunningham doesn't have that signature win yet. He's beaten a bunch of so-so fighters, but nobody really good. And he's also looked pretty vulnerable too, especially in his last loss last year to Stephen Nguyen. He was knocked out in round 2 on the Contender Series, although very easily could have been round 1. He was rocked with a big shot, and eventually he was put away standing. It was a standing TKO. He didn't go down, and but he was knocked down and almost put away at the very end of round 1. So overall, major strike against his durability, but that's it for his knockout losses as a pro. However, he was knocked out as an amateur by Solo Hatley Jr., who also beat him by decision as a pro, although I wasn't able to see that fight. It's his only professional loss I haven't seen. But the amateur loss, even though it was many years ago, just wanted to mention that I saw it. I also saw him getting knocked down by this guy, Mullen maybe, but one of the guys he beat recently, he was knocked down by the guy. I think it was the guy Mullen, even though he came back to submit him in round 3 with a rear naked choke. And that was impressive, but not the best opposition, and another strike against, or half a strike against AJ Cunningham's durability. So I don't think he's got many paths to victory here against Ludovit Klein, because Ludovit Klein, it's not like he's so vulnerable either. If Ludovit Klein had a weak chin, or if he was easy to rip to the mat and bully, and if he wasn't such a sharp athlete, I think these guys are both 29 years old or something like that. I think if Ludovit Klein had more strikes going against him, this one would be interesting to me. But I think AJ Cunningham is going to be slowly pressuring him and looking like a, a featherweight Martin Buday or something. He's not going to be able to handle Ludovit Klein athletically. Ludovit Klein should be able to get in on him with power strikes and also chop him off if need be on the outside. I think he's up against it. So Ludovit Klein is the pick. I've got him winning by knockout in late round 1, and I think it will be a head kick. Ludovit Klein is a guy with deceptively good kicks. Kind of like I mentioned Ludovit Klein, I think, when I was talking about that guy Bezkat Almakhan, who's fighting Umar Nurmagomedov on this card. And those kicks, I always think of Ludovit Klein when I see a good head kick. And that's what I think is going to put AJ Cunningham away. So that's the pick, and the bet, if anything, it'd be on AJ Cunningham, because this is MMA, and guys at fucking plus 700, whatever. There's always a little bit of value there, and it's tempting, but really I'm just staying away from this. And I guess I'm kind of rooting for AJ Cunningham. I want to see things work out for a guy who steps up on 4 days' notice for our entertainment. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.